What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about the sum of terms in a geometric sequence. Okay, sum of terms in a geometric sequence. We've talked about the sum of terms in an arithmetic sequence. So what is a geometric sequence, first of all? So it's just a sequence of numbers, okay, sequence or a series of numbers where the next number is made by multiplying the current number by a common ratio. So we can say 2 times 3, that will give me 6. 6 times 3, that will give me 18. 18 times 3, that will give me 54, and on and on and on. So the next number can be made by multiplying the current number by a common ratio, just like, now let's try another one. Let's start with 3. 3 times 2 will give me 6. 6 times 2 will give me 12. 12 times 2 will give me 24, and so on and so forth. So let's continue. I think this is fairly easy. Finding the nth term of a geometric sequence. So before we dive into going to find the sum of terms, let's just review finding the nth term. So what is the formula for finding the nth term of a geometric sequence? It's very simple. So an equals a1 times r to the power n minus 1. So what's an? That's our first term, r, our common ratio, and n, that's the term of choice. So is it the fifth term, the second term, whatever you want. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, find the fifth term. So let's look for the formula. Let's try to find the formula for fifth term. So it's going to be a5 equals a1 times r to the power 5 minus 1. That's a1 times r to the power 4. Okay. Now we have a sequence 2, let me put a1 here. We have a sequence 2, 6, 18, 54. Now find the sum, or sorry, find the fifth term. So a5 here will be, what's our a1? Our a1 is 2. Our r is 3, that's 3 to the power 4. Okay, so 2 times 3 to the power 4 is the same thing as like this. We can do it like this. 2 times 9 times 9. 9 times 9 is 81. 81 times 2 should give me 162. Okay. Yeah. So whenever you have something like this, it's something I like to do. Whenever I have a number raised to the power 4 and I know the square of that number, I just tell myself, we have something like this. So 3 raised to the power 4 is the same thing as 9 raised to the power 2 because I know that the square of 3 is 9. Just like if someone tells me 4 raised to the power 4, it's the same thing as 16 raised to the power 2 because the square of 4 is 16. So these are ways to just help your calculations faster if you don't have a calculator. Now, our fifth term is 162. Let's also check. We can say 54 times 3, and that should give me 162. So our answer is correct. Awesome. Now, what if we want to find the sum of these terms? Okay, we want to find the sum of the first 5 terms. We know these terms, but we want to find the sum of these terms. Now, first of all, we can just say 2 plus 6 plus 18 plus 54 plus 162, which is fine, which is correct, but it's going to take a long time. It's going to be quite time wasting, especially when you want to find the sum of the first 10 terms, 15 terms. It's going to waste a lot of time. So how can we find the formula for the sum of the first 5 terms, or the sum of the first any amount of terms? The formula is Sn, that's the sum of the first n terms, equals a1 times open bracket 1 minus r to the power n over 1 minus r. And I'm sure you're thinking 1 minus r, 1 minus r to the power n. Aren't we going to get negative numbers? Yes, but if we get negative numbers at the top and negative numbers at the bottom, negative cancel negative, we're still going to get our answer. Our answers will still be correct. You can also do it like this. Now, a1 times 1 to the power r power n over 1 to the power r, or you can write it like this, a1 times, we can flip it, r to the power n minus 1 over r minus 1. You see, I flipped both. I didn't flip just, I flipped both of them. So you get the same answer. You can use either of them, and I promise you, you get the same answer. So let's try. Find the sum of the first 5 terms. So remember, our A5 is 162. Okay, find the sum of the first um, 5 terms. So S5 will be, what's our A1? Our A1 is 2 times 1 minus, our R is 3. Let me just prove that A2 over A1 is R. So 6 over 2 will give me 3. Just to show you how we get R again. 1 minus 3 to the power, our n is 5 over 1 minus 3. So let's see. 2 times, now what's 3 to the power 5? 3 raised to the power 5 should give me, let's see, 3 raised to the power 5 should give me 243. Okay, 3 raised to the power 5 should give me 243. You can use your calculator. 1 minus 3. 1 minus 3, that should give me minus 2. Okay, we have 2 and minus 3 here, so we can quickly divide. So remember, positive divided by negative will always give me negative. So 2 divided by minus 2 will give me minus 1 times, 1 minus 243 here. 1 minus 243, and what is 1 minus 243? That's minus 1 times minus 242. Okay, minus 1 times minus 242 would give me 242. So we still get our answer. Okay, we still get our correct answer, which is 242. So S5 will give me 242. So the sum of the first 5 terms will give me 242. Now let's try this one and see if we get the same answer. Okay, let's try this one. Let's try this one. Now, our A1 is 2 times, let's go back first. Our R is 3, so 2 raised to the power 5 minus 1 over 3 minus 1. Okay, so we have 2 times 243 minus 1 over 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 goes here. So 243 minus 1 equals 242. Okay, so you can see both ways we get our answer. So you can either do it this way, just pick the one you want. The thing about math is that sometimes you don't have to do it the way you see it in the books. Sometimes you just have to do it your way. Find a way that suits you and then go with it. Okay, personally, I prefer doing it this way, but you can also do it this way. Okay, because sometimes I don't like to mix negatives and things like that. Just make your life easier. Life is already hard the way it is. So let's just check. Now you can use a calculator. What's 2 plus 6 plus 18 plus 54 plus 162? So I'm very sure you should get 242. So your answer should be 242. You can check your calculator. 2 plus 6 plus 18 plus 154 plus 162. Our answer is to be 242. So we're correct 1, 2, 3. We're correct always. So use this one or this one in one or in this one. Okay, wonderful. Now find the sum of the first 6 terms in this sequence. We have 3, 15, 75, 375. Interesting. So find the sum of the first 6 terms. So first of all, what's our R? We can simply say R is A2 minus A1, A3 over, sorry, A2 divided by A1, A3 over A2, just the next term over the previous term. So 15 divided by 3, that's 5. Okay, we can also say 75 divided by 15, it's also 5. So our R is 5 and our A1 is 3. So we can simply slot in the values. S6 equals 3 times 1 minus, what's our r? It's 5 to the power 6 over 1 minus 5. Okay, 3 times. Now, what's 5 to the power 6? 5 to the power 6 should give me 15625. I had to use my calculator for that. 15625 over 1 minus 5, that's minus 4. Okay, we can't easily break them down yet. So what is 1 minus... Now, whenever you have something like this, some people actually get confused. If I say 1 minus 3, what I can do, I just tell myself 3 minus 1, which is 2, and then I put a negative sign at the end. Because sometimes the bigger the number, the harder it is to, try to start calculating. So if someone tells me 1 minus 10, I simply tell myself 10 minus 1 is 9, and then I put a negative number in front. It's the same thing. So what is 1 minus 15625? So I just tell myself that's going to be, okay, 15625 minus 1, that's 15624, and then I put a negative sign here. Simple. Okay, times 3. Remember, there's a 3 here, and over minus 4. So the negative signs can cancel each other. So we have 15624 times 3 over 4. So I'm going to use my calculator for that. So 15624 times 3 over 4. That should give me, our final answer should be 11718. So the sum of the first 6 terms should be 11718. You can check, you can use this way, okay? You can use the one here, you can use this one, or you can just decide to add everything together, but you have to find the 5th term and the 6th term. Okay. So the sum of the first 6 terms here is 11718. Awesome. So please, if you have any questions, or if I'm talking too fast, if you have any questions about geometric progressions, please let me know. If there are things you would like to test, if there are questions you have, let me know. Now let's go into things like this. The second term of a geometric sequence is 6. The 5th term of the same geometric sequence is 162. Find the sum of the first 5 terms. So I think this actually looks familiar. Yes, if you think about it, it looks familiar. It looks like the question we did a while ago. So sometimes when you write exams, this kind of thing happens. You see a question that is quite similar to the one you did a while ago. Okay, so sometimes you don't have to even stress yourself to find the answer. We can just go back and say, oh, what was the sum of the first 5 terms here? And our answer was 242, and I can just put this as 242. But let's also try to solve it now. The second term, A2, is 6. The 5th term is 162. Now let's find our R. Okay, R. Remember, A2 is A1 times R and all that. Now, open space here. This AR equals 6. Sorry, A1. And then A1 times R to the power of 4 equals 162. We can say equation 2 divided by equation 1. A1 divided by A1 is 1. R raised to power 4 over R. So R raised to power 4 over R will give me R3, R raised to power 3. 162 divided by 6 should give me 27. Okay, so find the cube root, so R should be 3. Okay, our A1 times 3 will give me 6, so our A1 is 6 divided by 3, our A1 is 2. So we know that our A1 is 2, R is 3, everything goes, so Sn was the formula, A1 times 1 minus R to the power n over 1 minus r 2 times 1 to the power 3, 5 terms, first 5 terms, 5 over 1 minus 3, and our answer will still be 242. Okay, our answer will still be 242. So I don't have to do everything because we already did it here. We did it here. Okay, we did it here. So sometimes you would notice that in exams, questions might be similar. Maybe question 8, and then you go to question number 23, and you find that, ah, the answer for this one actually, I can use it here. So you don't have to start calculating again. Just continue and then make things faster, make things easier for yourself. Now let's move on. Okay, space. So I think for now that's it. So other topics I'm going to focus on will be when r is negative, so geometric sequence when r is negative, when we have fractions in the geometric sequence, word problems, and then questions from the comments. So I don't want to make this video long. Okay, so thank you. The next videos I'm going to release are these ones. Okay, we're going to talk about them one by one, so that this video is not too long and then you're not getting confused here and there. So thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate if you watch this video. Give it a thumbs up. So like, share, subscribe. What else do you have to do on YouTube? Like, share, subscribe. I think that's it. Please don't. Yeah. Dislike? No, please don't dislike. Thank you. So thank you and have a nice day.